What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Eris Lior, and as you can see, I tested positive for coronavirus. Y'all, would y'all believe when I say this is my fourth time trying to record this video? Like, that's how I know it's really been weighing on me, and it's really been an issue with me. And like regarding my health and the COVID situation, it's really been weighing on me. Like, this is the fourth time I tried to do this video. I was supposed to been get this video out, but divine timing is everything. So it is what it is, and I'm finally getting this video out. So let's get into it. The day before I got COVID, so I was at work. Normal day at work. Actually, it wasn't normal day at work because we had to work 2 hours overtime. So I was honestly stressed and annoyed at that because I didn't want to do that, obviously. So luckily, my boss let me go an hour early. And honestly, y'all, I was very stressed out. I barely ate anything. I ate very, very, very unhealthy that day. I just had a few snacks, a Sprite and some water. I ate very unhealthy. So, and also my friend, we were planning on doing a fast. And I thought that the fast was the next Wednesday, but it was this Wednesday. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could at least do a half day dry fast. We were gonna do a dry fast whole day, but instead I'm like, okay, maybe I could just do a half day, just to still do it. Which was a terrible idea because, like I said, I barely ate. I didn't nourish my body. I didn't get my 3 meals a day. So it was very stupid for me to do it, but I make mistakes sometimes. So that Thursday morning, I woke up and I literally, it was like the worst feeling ever, honestly. So I had body aches, sore throat. I honestly already was dealing with a sore throat prior to, but the COVID just amplified the sore throat. I had a fever. My fever was 101.9. I took a nap like 5 times that day. Didn't have shortness of breath, but I was just really, really tired. Like, I was just sluggish, tired. Could barely go to the bathroom. So automatically I'm thinking like, okay, this is the fast because I didn't nourish my body. I did take my vitamins, but like I didn't eat healthy. So I'm like, okay, this must be because of the fast. I need to break my fast. So I ate a salad. Um, the salad was good. I was able to keep it down. And then I'm like, okay, I still don't feel good. So I went to go make me some chickpeas. I just literally just made some chickpeas. I'm a vegetarian, by the way. And they didn't come out good. So I couldn't even eat them. And then at that point, I'm just like, okay, let me call my cousin because she's a nurse. So I'm like, let me call somebody, talk to somebody. So she suggested that I take Tylenol. Because that does the body aches, the fever, the whole nine. So I'm like, okay, I got me some Tylenol. I'm taking some Tylenol. And then after a couple of naps I ordered some food. I ordered a salad, some vegetable soup, a mango juice, and a fried veggie samosa, and it's potatoes and like peas in it. It's really, really good. But the only thing I was able to eat was the vegetables. Like, my body literally rejected everything else, except I was able to eat the mango, drink the mango juice. The salad I actually ended up letting go bad because I took a nap for a couple hours and then I woke up and it was bad because I didn't put it in the refrigerator. So yes, loss of appetite too. I had a loss of appetite, um, and I wasted a lot of food. So yeah, that day was miserable. Day one was absolutely miserable. So fast forward to day two, still having the same problems: fever, sore throat, body aches, um, same symptoms basically. So I'm just like, dang, like this fast must have really did me bad. Like I must have really messed up trying to fast. I ordered some more soup, ate my soup, and then I ordered the salad that I let go to waste yesterday. I reordered that and the mango juice. I drank the mango juice. And I was really just kind of forcing down the salad. It was like cucumbers, bell peppers, really, really good. It's like one of my favorite salads. And it really surprised me that it was hard for me to eat it because that's one of my favorite salads. So I'm just like, okay, I need to eat. So I'm just forcing down the salad. I'm just eating it, forcing myself to eat it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call the doctor because I actually had a doctor's appointment set up for that Monday and it was that Friday. So I was calling to see if I can get in early. She was like, well, we don't have any spots available. But, don't hesitate to call if you have any more symptoms or if you just like really feeling out of it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Um, and then after I got off the phone, like I literally had diarrhea. It wasn't, some of it was completely runny and the other was like, it was like just pale, but it was like somewhat solid. It was like lightly solid. It's really, really weird, but, and the AC just came on, y'all, so that's what that noise is. Um, yeah, so I had diarrhea. I'm just like, oh my gosh, now I got a new symptom, like, as soon as we got off the phone. So, once again, that day was miserable. I was not sleeping as much, but it was just miserable. The body aches, the fever, the drowsiness, the fatigue. It was just the next day. Um, I started to get a slight headache. All the same symptoms, but I started to get a slight headache, and then I also developed like a slight cough. But I only coughed like maybe like 5, 6 times a day. Like I just had. It was lightly aggressive, but I wasn't too concerned. So I'm like, okay, I got even more symptoms. So I'm like, okay. I called the doctor and I was able to just talk to the doctor over the phone. And of course, he automatically thought like, all these symptoms you got corona, like you got COVID. So I'm like, I really don't believe it. I got it. I told him about the fast that I did. He said he didn't believe like with all the symptoms that I had that a fast could do that. He also suggested for me to take ibuprofen instead because I stopped taking it after I had the diarrhea. I'm like, okay, it must be from Tylenol because didn't have that before, so I just assumed that it was a Tylenol. But it's like I needed to take something because I still had a fever, body aches. Like my body was still fighting and it couldn't fight off naturally. It needed something, like ibuprofen or some type of medicine, herb, or something to fight it off. He also just suggested that for the next few days I just drank tomato broth, like vegetable broth, and I'm just like, well, that's the only thing I can really eat anyway. Oh, but before the call, I did eat like a mixed vegetable curry, and it had like mushrooms and chickpeas and carrots and stuff. So I was eating raw vegetables. He suggested that I did not eat raw vegetables and just eat soup broth, not even really eat the vegetables because COVID can have an effect on your stomach. So my my stomach wasn't breaking down the foods and stuff, and that can cause like, stomach issues and diarrhea. For the next about 4 or 5 days, maybe even 6, I was just drinking broth. My body really couldn't take too much anyway, and it was really fighting off. So it was best too fast in that way. Like I started off doing a dry fast, and I ended up having to do like another type of fast. Like it was crazy, y'all. I wasn't expecting all that. Next day, day 4. This is the 4th day. So the 4th day, I'm having all the same symptoms. I'm starting to get scared for real. I'm starting to think like maybe I could have corona. Like maybe I do got COVID. Like because I don't think a fast either is gonna at least last this long. So I'm like, I'm gonna drive myself to the urgent care. It was urgent care like less than 5 minutes away, and I drove myself up there, and y'all, it felt like a movie. Like it felt like I was going slow motion. It felt like it's kind of hard to explain it, but it just felt like really, really weird, real slow. Just probably because of the headaches and the body aches. I was just out of it, but that's why I'm just so glad that it was only a few minutes away. So I went. She was like, the wait wasn't that long, and she was like, "Yes, you do have COVID." She was like, "Yes, you do have COVID." And honestly, y'all, I had a little moment. I definitely did shed a few tears because I'm just like, wow, like, you really have not been taking care of your body. You haven't been eating right. You haven't been taking the proper precautions to protect your body. Just walking around just like it's not a pandemic, like it's not a whole freaking virus going around and stuff. So I was disappointed in myself, honestly, because I just felt like I should definitely, do better, and I could have did better. And I believe that I got it from my job. That was the main place that I was going, to my job. Or I believe I could have got it maybe from like the gas station, not putting on hand sanitizer after getting that. But I was really quite sure I got it from my job. I will be honest, I did not wear a mask. I had on gloves. I worked in a warehouse, so it'd be hot. So, and we're not like required to wear masks. And so, as I shared my few tears, she's like, "You gonna be okay? Like, really, just let me know I'm gonna be okay," which I am. And I just kept crying a little bit, and she told me I need to take my Dayquil, NyQuil, alternate with my NyQuil and Theraflu. But I was just so sad. But she was like, "I'm pregnant," and I'm keeping this. Don't make me cry. So I'm like, "Okay, let me get it together. Let me get it together." I got it together. Um, I went to go get my medicine, but I actually wasn't able to get it because I didn't have my ID on me. So my cousin, lovely cousin, thankful that she was able to bring my medicine. And I can say that honestly, after figuring out that I had COVID, I honestly felt better. Because when you got symptoms like that and you just don't know what's wrong with you, it can be scary. And that was day before. So that was Sunday. I went to go get the corona test. Next day, that was actually the day of my doctor's appointment. She was like, "Well, since you already got tested and stuff, you already know what you got. Just quarantine for 2 weeks. They don't want to see you unless you like, having trouble breathing or things of that nature. They don't. It's not. You just do your quarantine." My symptoms were starting to lessen at that point. Like I don't believe I had a fever anymore. Like the fever had went away. My body aches had lessened. Everything was starting to lessen, like slowly but surely. After I took my first dosage of Dayquil, accidentally took NyQuil in the middle of the day. So I was asleep, like majority of the day I was asleep, but which was probably needed, because when your mind going, you overthinking and stuff, body fighting a virus, you need to rest. Any type of sickness, your body needs to rest. So that was more so a sleepy day. I just drank my broth and stuff. Yeah, honestly, like after that, I can honestly say my symptoms started to lessen. Like I started to regain my energy back. About a week and a few days, I started regaining my energy back, less fatigue and stuff like that. So I was starting to get better. So after about a week and 4 days, I still had my fatigue symptom. I was still very tired and low energy, but I was slowly but surely regaining my energy back. I still had the sore throat. I still had the diarrhea and stomach problems. I still had lost my sense of taste and smell. And I already have insomnia, but my insomnia kicked in like 10 times more. Still had to quarantine, still had to be by myself. That was like, but it was needed. I was stressed out working and stuff, so I needed to rest. I really, really just needed to rest. But it was definitely a wake up call, a reality check, all of that. Like, it's really real out here. Like the virus is really real. And it's different, it's different when other people get it, but when you get it or a family member get it, it just hits so different. So having to fight that and battle that, that was a different type of journey that I had to go through that I never really thought I had to go through. And then prior to that, I actually had upper respiratory infection. So I was just like, why do I keep getting sick? Um, Okay, so after a quarantine for 2 weeks and 4 days, I drove to urgent care, got a COVID test, and it came out negative. So the reason my quarantine was 2 weeks and 4 days was because the very first 4 days before I got my positive COVID test, I just thought I was sick. So I didn't know that I had COVID, but I didn't go anywhere. I didn't drive anywhere. I didn't go to work. I didn't do anything. So that's why it was 2 weeks and 4 days. I got my negative test, I was fine, but I feel like I was still kind of nervous, like, to go about life regularly and stuff like that. I'm still kind of getting over my symptoms. She said it takes about 2 weeks to fully get over. Y'all, also, I literally spent $367.67 on DoorDash and Uber Eats that first week. Like, I didn't have nobody to cook for me. I literally spent all that money on food. Like the first few days, I wasted a lot of food because I was trying to eat stuff, but my body was rejecting it. Like that's why I just had to really just eat the soup. But my body was rejecting a lot of stuff. I was wasting a lot of food, and I spent a lot of money on food during my quarantine. In that second week, I don't think I spent as much, but I think it was like $200 something dollars. I spent a lot of money on Uber Eats and DoorDash. So that was another thing. And then the kicker. I worked through a temp agency. When you work through a temp agency and you don't work through the actual job, you don't get COVID compensated. You don't get anything. And then that's when the government, they wasn't giving out any more like COVID pay or anything like that. So y'all, I was literally like, they left me for dead. They left me stinking. Like I I ain't get no COVID compensation. So it was just that just definitely left a bad taste in my mouth because it's like, but you still want me to go to this job and work. You don't want to give me no gas money to go up there, and I'm quite sure that's where I got it from. So that work situation, it definitely just left a bad taste in my mouth, like wholeheartedly it did. But um, yeah. So I highly suggest, if you're working through a temp agency, definitely just do your best to go through the actual job. Not just if anything happens, they just they just help you out better when you're working through the actual job itself and not through a third party. So yes, y'all get hired on the actual job. I just want to share my COVID experience because I know people have different symptoms. I know some people barely get sick, whether you got vaccinated or not. It's just so many different stories that you hear. So I just wanted to bring my story to y'all and let y'all know how my story went and how my journey of COVID went. Um, it was definitely it was a reality check for real. I never would have guessed that I would have got COVID. Um, but I just thank God that I don't have any long lasting symptoms. That I'm healing just fine. I do have my doctor appointment coming up in a few days, so I'm gonna go get checked up. I really hope this helped y'all. If anybody in your family or friends or anything had COVID or you had COVID, just let me know your experience in the comments. I'm really curious to know because everybody has such different stories. Like just let me know how y'all's went or if y'all had one or if y'all know somebody that had COVID. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful and beneficial to y'all. And more videos coming soon. More videos coming soon. I'm definitely not about to let this get me down. I'm so glad that I survived it, and I'm so thankful to God. And yeah, I'm not really looking for no sympathy, no empathy, nothing like that. I just wanted to like share my experience with y'all. I hope y'all took something from this, and I hope y'all really stay safe out here. Protect yourself. Definitely put you some get you some hand sanitizer, disinfectant spray in a spray bottle. Wear your mask. Do what you need to do to be safe. Take your vitamins. Eat healthy. Work out. Do everything you need to do to stay healthy, y'all, because this virus is very much so real, and other stuff is real too. So just take care of yourselves. Stay healthy.